Yay Networks.
13 has been my lucky number for a while. Like, it's always a sign of good things to come for me.
This is 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast, breaking down every song, every Easter egg, every era, and every theory. Hosted by the biggest Swifties, Nick Adams, Anna Casillejos, Amy Nichols, and Lacey G.
Welcome to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. My name's Nick Adams.
I'm Anna.
And I'm Lacey G.
And we have quite a treat today. We get to talk to not just like a casual friend of Taylor Swift's, but like a close, dare I say, BFF type
definitely.
Swift,
Oh, can I
type
have a
friend.
guess?
Sure.
I want to guess who.
Guess.
Carly Kloss.
It's not her. Maybe one day.
Selena Gomez.
No, it's not her. Maybe one day we can talk to both of them.
Todrick Hall.
No, that would be really cool to talk to him too. But today we get to talk to Alana Haim, who is starring in her very first movie ever. It's called Licorice Pizza. She's in the band Haim.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
And we love Haim.
Mm-hmm.
And they have been friends with Taylor Swift. I believe Haim opened up for Taylor on the 1989 World Tour in a few spots.
Mm-hmm.
And so since then, they've just been friends together.
Mm-hmm.
If I could pick my squad of besties,
Oh,
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds,
Of
Okay.
course.
and the Haim sisters.
Yes.
they're great.
And Taylor Swift, I mean, that's unspoken, of course. But what a fun group of people.
Oh, yeah. They're wonderful. They've been so wonderful. I mean, we've been able to watch them. I mean, as fans of Taylor, we've gotten to watch them grow as a band, be nominated for Grammys. They were at the Grammys with Taylor last year. They're credited on Evermore.
That's right.
And now we get to talk to one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Alana on the phone right now. Alana, I have to say, right now must be a pretty good time to be you because your very first role, your debut role ever in a movie, it's not even out yet. It comes out on Christmas. You already have a Golden Globe nomination. It must be good to be Alana Haim.
Wow.
I mean, this is going to sound so dorky, and I can't even believe that I'm like, this is the first thing that's coming to my mind to answer this question, but my parents, keep crying. Which literally, warms my heart because they were a part of the movie, and they play my parents in the movie, and they're just so happy, and, seeing them happy makes me happy. So really, I do this for my parents to just make them happy. But no, it's been wild. There's no emotion to explain this time for me. I'm riding the wave. You know what I mean? Riding the fucking wave. Oh, I'm not supposed to.
You can cuss
No,
all you
you're
want.
I'm so sorry.
I got to know. Okay,
I'm riding the wave.
your accomplishment is making your parents cry. Have any of your other sisters done something so good that your parents have cried?
We're all having, because we all did it together. So, not only is it I'm in this movie, but my whole family is in it. And we're all, the fact that we all get to celebrate together and go to the movies together and, watch this crazy thing that we did last summer is just amazing.
Well,
I can't believe we shot it. We shot this last summer, guys.
That's crazy. And we're also so proud of you. We're big fans of your music and everything. And we know that Paul Thomas Anderson has also directed a bunch of your music videos. So you guys have known each other for a few years. Is doing a movie together just something you've always talked about and you finally found the right project? Or how did it kind of come about, I guess?
No, I never thought I was ever going to do a movie. I never asked Paul if I could be. I was hoping that he would, let me come, just hang out. I mean, I love the Universal Studios backlot tour. That's my favorite ride at Universal Studios, other than Jurassic Park, obviously.
Same.
Jurassic Park is number one, then it's the backlot tour. And when they tore down E.T., I had my own funeral for that movie. I mean, for that ride, because that was actually my favorite ride. But I love the Universal backlot tour. I've always been in awe of movies. I mean, it's such a crazy experience to be a part of one. So I always just thought that Paul would let me come visit set one day for his next movie. I'd go get coffee or something. I'd help out. And so no, we never talked about it ever. I never thought I would ever do anything like this. And he saw something in me that I didn't see for myself in the best way. I mean, he knew that I could do it and he supported me through the whole process. But yeah, no, the closest thing I got after music videos was the Universal Backlot Tour, which I hope now after I said it 3 times, I get free tickets to Universal Studios.
So you're getting rave reviews. Everybody is just astonished with your acting abilities. You're in this super cool movie with Bradley Cooper and Cooper Hoffman. Is this something that you want to keep doing now that you've gotten the bug? Is this a future that you see for yourself?
I mean, I loved it so much. It was so fun. And I would love to have the opportunity again. But honestly, I mean, I can't even think that far. I'm going on tour next year, which is crazy. We're playing our biggest shows that, we've ever played. We're playing like MSG and the Hollywood Bowl and Berkeley. I mean, we're going around the country and, going to Europe and the UK. And I'm kind of just like, what is my life?
Yeah, that is incredible.
Right after this, then I go straight back to my day job, which is the best job in the world. And I'm just so insanely happy and trying to soak it in. And yeah, like I'm ready to get on the road. And then maybe, if when the tour ends, maybe I'll think about doing something else. But right now I'm in where I go from Licorice Pizza to one more Haim tour to I don't know what else the future holds.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's a great plan, though.
Wild.
That is great.
Well,
Yeah.
I have something in common with you. I am a horrible driver, which is really unfortunate because I do a lot of driving. I live nowhere near my job, so I'm on the road a lot. Sorry about that, other people on the road. But I heard that you're also a bad driver and something crazy happened while you were on the set with Bradley Cooper. Can you tell us what happened?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm a terrible driver because I got my license when I was 18 because I had 2 siblings that drove me around everywhere. So I just never thought that I needed my license. And then finally it got to the point where my sisters were like, you need to start driving. Mm-hmm. And I've always known that I'm a bad driver. And when Paul, I read the script and there's this epic driving scene where I'm driving backwards in a 70s U-Haul moving van truck that's massive. And I remember reading that and thinking, they're probably going to get someone to do this. Like, I'm not going to have to do this.
A stunt person to drive.
No, you're gonna drive this truck. And I had to learn stick shift to drive this huge U-Haul moving truck. And it was massive. I named her Gertrude. It was a massive truck. I loved Gertrude by the end, but she was terrifying when I met her. And there was the first time that I started, one of the first takes that we did was, I'm in the driver's seat, Cooper Hoffman is in the middle, and Bradley Cooper is on the far, right. And I don't know what I did, but something popped. So it was a really loud noise. But of course, I was just like, oh, everything's going to be fine. It's fine. It's an old truck. I'm sure it hasn't been driven since the 70s. And then the whole cab of the truck started filling with smoke. And I thought that it was special effects. Talk about, the Universal Backlot Tour. Literally, I thought it was like a special effects kind of thing where the team was doing something and I was like, oh, okay, I'll just go with it. You know what I mean? And I didn't know that, but it wasn't supposed to happen. And Bradley turned to me during the take and asked me if it was normal. And I was like, yeah, of course it's normal. I was improvising with him. I'm like, God, this guy is so great. And then after the take was over, it actually ended up not being normal. And Bradley Cooper and Cooper Hoffman completely ditched the truck without telling me. No one grabbed me or anything. They ditched the truck. And then I just heard, get out of the truck.
Oh, my God.
And it ended up being something so innocent. But, me being a bad driver, I mean, it was a miracle Bradley Cooper got back into the truck, 15 minutes later. He's the sweetest, most patient person on the planet to be like, I'm going to trust this, girl that is a terrible driver to drive me around Tarzana. But,
and then you didn't break character.
He was great.
That is so impressive.
Yeah.
A professional. She's a professional.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't break. I kept going. For anyone that wants to put me in another movie, I never break. I never break character. I'm very trained in that way.
Alana, if there's someone out there in music or in Hollywood that we would want to switch shoes with, it's probably you, because you're rubbing shoulders with Sean Penn and Bradley Cooper, but then you're also hanging out with our queen. We're massive Taylor Swift fans. And you just had your birthday party, a joint birthday party
The dream.
with Taylor Swift. Oh my gosh.
I did. It was crazy, and it was so fun. I mean, we were in, we said, why not? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We said, why not? We got everybody tested. And we all got together, and it was so fun. And I got to spend a lot of my favorite birthdays in New York, and this one was definitely my 21st birthday was also in New York, and I played the Music Hall Williamsburg, and it was the most amazing show ever. And I feel like that show and my 30th birthday were like the best ones I've ever had.
Well, and you're so obviously musically talented, and your sisters are there, and Taylor Swift is there. When you're in a room filled with so much musically talented people, when you're singing Happy Birthday, do people try really hard to sing really well?
To outdo other people?
To outdo each other to sing Happy Birthday?
No.
I've always wondered that.
Absolutely not. No. Honestly, the thing that's I think the thing that's the scariest thing is maybe going to karaoke with people that are really good at singing, because then it's like, oh my goodness, you can't really screw up.
You're like, people pay to watch me perform.
No.
That just sounds like a dream come true right there. I would love to be at some of y'all's parties. We've played a game before called Tay or Nay, Tay being yes, Nay being no. Can I ask you some questions? Tay or nay, your band was almost called Bagel Bitches.
That is a yay, yes.
That
and
is
my
incredible.
uncle thought that was a good name. My uncle, legitimately thought that was a good name. Brought it to the table and was like, I have the name. And we had to say, I'm sorry, Uncle Norm, but no, we're not naming our band Bagel Bitches.
Do you consider yourself to be a basic kind of person? Are you a fan of fall and autumn leaves and Christmas and all
Pumpkin
that fun
spice
stuff?
lattes.
Yes.
That's me.
This is because I'm a valley girl. I'm also a fire sign, so I hate being cold. So, I hate the cold. Even though my birthday is in December, I hate being cold. I love summer. So I guess, I don't know if there's another version of that for summer, but I am that for summer.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I love pools because I'm a valley girl. I mean, I grew up in 110 degree weather. That is my weather. So I love heat. I love bathing suits. I love pools. That's my version of that.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask you another yay or nay question. Haim will go on tour with Olivia Rodrigo and Taylor Swift.
Oh, my God. I mean, I never say no in this life. If I said no, I wouldn't be here at this point. No, of course. I mean, I love playing music, and I'll play with anybody. I love it.
That would be a super fun concert.
Oh, my gosh. That's the dream.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
That is the dream.
Well, Alana, thank you so much for joining us. We're excited to see your movie, Licorice Pizza. I hope everyone goes and sees it on Christmas Day. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Alana.
Bye.
Happy holidays. Bye.
Lacey, you were saying how you want to be in the Haim Taylor Swift squad. I think we're in it now.
Yay!
I think that interview went well. She was very easy to talk to.
Oh my God, she's wonderful. I do have one regret. I meant to ask her what her favorite pizza topping is, and I forgot.
Okay.
Oh.
We each have 7 pages of notes in front of us.
We do.
Can we go through the questions we wanted to
That we
ask but
wanted
didn't
to
have time
ask?
to?
Yes, I wanted to ask
We
what
didn't
her
have
favorite.
time to?
I didn't have time to.
Sounds good, Nick.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, what her favorite pizza topping is. Since it's called Licorice Pizza, I wanted to know if she's ever tried the licorice and pizza combo. I wanted to ask her if she knew that Madonna has already watched the movie and Ben Affleck have already watched the movie. All these A-list stars are already watching this movie.
Okay, when it comes to A-listers, what I wanted to ask her, she sort of touched on it when she was doing the story about almost killing Bradley Cooper in a U-Haul.
Mm-hmm.
So she's in this movie with Bradley Cooper and Sean Penn, Paul Thomas Anderson. All three of these guys are just massive in the movie game.
Mm-hmm.
This is your first role. When they say action and you're sitting across the table from Sean Penn and Bradley Cooper, how do you have that much confidence to say, I can deliver these lines perfectly, I'm going to make this happen? Because she's the star of this movie. The other guys are just supporting roles. Like, that has to be so intimidating.
That's got to be nerve-wracking. Yeah. No matter what, even if they're telling you, like, you got this, you're going to do great, even if they're the most supportive people on earth, regardless, I would still be so nervous.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to ask her, so her mom and dad are in this movie, like she said. Her two sisters, Esty and Danielle, are also in this movie. I was going to ask, of those four, who was the best, who was the worst, who gave the best performance.
I'm sure she would have a very nice answer.
A very politically correct answer.
Yeah, they were all fantastic.
I had something similar, Nick. I had a lot to play for Tay or Nay, but I didn't get to them. And one of them was, you are the best actor in your family. Is that Tay or Nay?
Yeah.
Obviously, I had a million Taylor Swift questions.
Yeah. What are some of those questions that we all had?
Tay or Nay, you've been a part of a Taylor Swift Easter egg. You know the true meaning behind the 5 holes in the fence.
What if...
Anna, careful. I think Anna just fainted. We brought it up again.
Wait, I just had an epiphany, if you will, not to be confused with the song Epiphany. Remember a while ago when Taylor posted on Instagram a picture of her and the Haim sisters
eating pizza in New York?
What if it wasn't a 1989 Easter egg?
It was just teasing this movie?
It was a Licorice Pizza Easter egg, and Taylor went ahead and did an Easter egg for Alana.
Wow.
Because this movie she said it filmed last summer, so Taylor must have known about it already. So,
you just blew my mind with that, Anna.
That is
incredible.
That's a good one.
I'm just saying, maybe this is what we need to do. We need to go back and look at every single thing Taylor Swift has ever posted and think, what if this is something else?
Hey, and we know a lot of people are it's holiday time. A lot of people are going to be off work. So whenever you're bored with your family, go scrolling on Instagram and let us know what you find.
Yeah.
Please.
Give us all the Easter eggs. Oh, Anna. Wow. I was also going to ask her if she thinks Taylor would think that using frozen grapes as ice cubes and white wine would be cute, because y'all made fun of me for that.
It's a classy move.
I wanted to ask her, Tay or Nay, Smake Villanhall is the worst.
I'm glad you didn't ask that.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad you didn't ask that also.
You don't know anyone that's ever been physically transferred and hidden from the view of the public in a suitcase.
Nay.
Will you tell Taylor Swift hello and we love her, and to use a lobster emoji to let us know that she's received our message? And same thing for you, Alana. If you want to be best friends, if you want to let me into the tribe, let me know.
She was so sweet.
When it comes to the party with Taylor, here's a few questions I had. What were you and Taylor drinking? I'd like to know, what's Taylor drinking all night? In some of the pictures from the party, there's very clearly a 31 in the background, like on a shelf behind them. It's on like a bucket.
Yeah.
Like, is that an Easter egg for something? Is that a date for something? Is that just 13 backwards? What is it?
I thought it was the average age, because Taylor turned 32 and Alana turned 30.
Could be.
And that's something I would do. Be like, oh, it's so funny. Let's just put 31. Like, that's something I would do if I was in that situation.
I think my biggest regret from the interview is, so Taylor uses Esty, Alana's sister's name, in Nobody No Crime. Why didn't she use Alana's name? Why didn't she use their other sister's Danielle's name? Why is Esty the chosen sister for Nobody No Crime?
I don't know.
To be a character that, gets killed off.
Alana's a friend of mine. it still works.
It works.
Yeah.
Esty is a very fun name to say.
It is
though.
a fun name.
Yeah.
It is. It's a good name.
Well, that was a lot of fun. Hopefully, in the future, we can talk to more of Taylor's famous friends.
Yes, that would be so great.
And maybe one day, Taylor
herself.
Taylor.
Wow.
We've got a list going, girl.
So that's it. That does it for this episode of 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. Thanks so much for joining us. Please subscribe to us on whatever podcasting platform you're listening to us on right now. In the description of our podcast are ways to contact us. Hit us up. We're always looking for fun Easter eggs that we didn't mention, that we missed, things we got completely wrong. We would love to hear that from you, your theories, your thoughts, and any ideas for future episodes. We'd love to hear from you. And
also,
yes,
this isn't it from us. This is not it. We still breaking down A New Year of Trouble and wrapping up our big year. 2 more episodes.
Thanks for listening to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. Subscribe for free and leave a positive review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.